thank you. God bless you. And we're going to be doing a lot of collaboration and a lot of great things together. Glory to God. Bam! Boom! Pow!
Oh, yeah. We right here, y'all.
Something you never had, you need to do something you've never done.
Yes.
We gon' sing right here. Yeah, Miss Renee. Oh, yeah. We gon' do it here. Right here in Listen Vision, y'all. Oh, yeah. Miss Renee. I like how you sing it. Girl, I like how you sing it now. And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
Hello. Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. They say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck, and we put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just talk about a few pieces, and then the fundraiser, because that's what I'm excited about.
Okay. We forgot about love. Beautiful love.
Bringing you the best in entertainment, entrepreneurship, business owners, the whole gamut. It's so exciting. I am so impressed. The vibrancy in the car and the details. Can we hold one up?
Oh, absolutely. I'll hold on. I'll hold up one of my absolute favorites.
So you really can't judge a book by its cover. And pageants are about beauty and brains and what you can bring to the platform.
'Cause girl, when you're here, nothing goes wrong. Yes, I need you, everything.
Bringing you the finest in chefs in the DMV.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Smoked pulled pork.
So everybody wave to your parents. You are looking at Somerset's finest, the sophisticated ladies. Yes! Thank you so much, ladies. And I hope to see you on my set one day. Thank you. God bless you. And we're going to be doing a lot of collaboration and a lot of great things together. Glory to God. Bam! Boom! Pow!
Oh, yeah.
Hello. Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Yes, I'm sporting a new do, y'all. You just out and flowing, but today it was kind of hot, and I just felt like putting it up. Do y'all like it?
Love it.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Thank you. Yes, so welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We're right here in the nation's capital, right across from Howard University, HU, in a wonderful early evening in the nation's capital. I am so excited to be here, and I'm so honored to be a part of the WLVS family. We're really like family here. I mean, I walk in and it's like, bam, boom, put out. They take care of everything. So you kind of feel like a celebrity, Woo! Let me ring that bell again. So listen, we have a great show today. I wanted to bring some attention to the mental health awareness that this month represents. And I just want to say, you never know what people are going through. And we all go through our valleys and our mountains and our good days and our bad days. And I just want people to be nice to each other. I want people to smile more. And, I don't always get that, but I always try to give that because there's a lot of broken people out here, and people are getting diagnosis, and people are leaving this earth, and just so many things are happening to people, and you can be right next to someone who's relying on that smile to bring them back to their health, So I just really wanted to say that, and I really mean it because we really need to be poured into a little bit more. There's so much going on. I don't have that much time today because we have a full show. It's a full studio. But I did want to talk about something that we did on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I want to give a shout out to my girl, couture designer from Nigeria, Vivian Avakova, and she is just thebomb.com. And we taped, I almost forgot about this, y'all, because we taped this episode actually in October and November of last year. And then about a week ago or so, I started getting all of these text messages and inboxes and pictures and everything because they actually aired the episode. And look, we had a wonderful time. I love Karen Huger. All the women, I'm sure, are wonderful. But Karen Huger, she is the grande dame. I've met her through Vivian. She is all that. She's very transparent. She had a wonderful fragrance event at one of my favorite spots, historical hotel in D.C., and we had a blast. Of course, there was some drama afterwards. I wasn't involved, and neither was Vivian nor Karen, if you watched the episode. But, you know, drama does sell. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the episode. We had a blast, and God bless all of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I wanted to also give a shout-out to both of our sponsors, Navetica. Yes! If you watch me and follow me, Navetica, your pet's choice, the guru business man, entrepreneur, I say, of the world is Dr. Lance London. He is the owner of Carolina Kitchen, where you get your chicken and much, much more. Welcome, 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 right? And he is so, pours into the earth so much. He gives away so much of himself and his resources, dollars as well. And I just want to give him a big shout out because I've known him for almost 30 years this August. And when he called me and told me about this new organization that he has developed along with some wonderful founders and backers, I came out of respect. And to be honest with you, I was really burnt out on multi-level marketing and network marketing because why? I didn't have the right product or maybe the right leadership or maybe the right timing. And for 15 or so years, that was the case. And now I have the right product. It's about pets. Who doesn't love their pets? 2, I have a great integrity-driven leadership, Dr. Lance London, who I have known. And if you know him, you know he is no nonsense. He's about humanity and creating really just resources for people all around the world. And also timing. It's in pre-launch, y'all. Pre-launch. Did y'all hear me? I said pre-launch, and no one knows about it. So once it launches on July 21st, the world will know. So you have a chance to really, I mean, if you want to create some really good dollars, you get next to someone who's creating something. Like imagine if you knew Zuckerberg when he was sitting in his dorm asking everyone to come check out what he was thinking about. So everything's timing, and the worst thing in the life is to lose an opportunity because we all have one lifetime, and this is an opportunity of a lifetime. So if you have any questions, want to hear more about it, just inbox me because the time is to get me now in the next 2 months because after 2 months, I'll be concentrating on clients. I won't be building at that time. So I just want to say I welcome anyone who is looking for an opportunity and who wants to work with integrity-driven, awesome, like-minded women like myself. Okay? Woo-hoo! All right. So the other thing is, there's a few things going on, and I'm going to show you about 4 or 5 of them, okay? One is the Richard Wright Gala. My dear friend, Dr. Marco Clark, and his wonderful staff and facilitators over at Richard Wright Public Charter School. I think we have that, Jacob. I'm not sure. But it's going to be at UDC. Yes, DC's own university. And I believe that's about a week or so. Well, yes, and they have a book out, a novel by Richard Wright, The Native Son. It's a lot of great things are going to be happening. Raheem Devon, who got his start right here on WLVS, will be one of, I believe, the MCs or performers, maybe both. It's going to be really a nice night. Also, Manifest Bliss. I am so honored to be one of the speakers for this wonderful occasion to pour into women's lives and just transform and be very, I guess it's just genuine people. I mean, I've met all of the women except for 2. They all are the same. They care about people. They're no nonsense. They pour into people's lives, and they make a difference. And so I am so honored to be a part of this year, and I hope that I will do the same. There's the black tie. Thank you, Jacob. Yes, and there's Raheem Devon and some beautiful lady there. Who is that? But she's all that in a bag of chips, and she's on their flyer. So just come and support. Also, we have Shades of Soleil fashion show. Now, this is one of my girlfriends from Sister for Sisters Network organization I've been with for 8 years that helps women, whether it's 501c3, PhD, whatever you want to do, GED, it doesn't really matter. It's all about trajectory of your life and becoming better. And this is her granddaughter, Terry Tabor's granddaughter, and she's asked me to be her MC, and I am so delighted. This is the millenniums, y'all. So I don't know. I'm way past the millennium. I'm a baby boomer. So when she asked me to MC, I was like, okay. I felt pretty good. So Monet, I'm there for you, girl. Also, what else do we have? Oh, Shark Tank. I don't have the flyer. But a dear friend of mine and friend to the show, Tallulah, who used to be at BET and is a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor, she introduced me to this wonderful lady who is having a Shark Tank business pitch. And first she asked me to be a judge, and after I sent my bio, she asked me to MC, so I'd rather do the latter. So that will be this Saturday, and I'm so excited. If you go, there's a logo, Jacob, that says My Girlfriend's House. I want you all to check that out. Go to Google, support her, donate if you can't be there. This is an organization who is truly helping young girls to find out what they want to do in life. They challenge them. They like a Shark Tank, and they have to pitch. There's one winner. I'm giving a few things, one of which the winner's going to be on this show, and just pour into them. Donate some time, donate some money, donate a gift, or maybe one of the prizes. So just check that out for me, okay? I think that's about it because we're running out of time. But I want you to check out my dear friend and one of the Winans, Mike Winans' songs, Progress Report. Listen to these words. I love this song. And I'll be right back for a short segment of fashion with none other than Diamond Balboa. Be right back.
Chips. Mike Winans. To my mother, I wanna know how I made you proud. And to my father, I wanna know have I ever been a problem child. And to my pastor, I've been trying to be in church a little more. And to my lady, just have patience, God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I may have hurt wrong I've done. But putting it behind me, there are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, what if my life was being graded? What would it say on my progress report? What would it say?
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. I'm your friend, Diamond Shelton Barbour of Key to Impressions Image and Brand Styling. So before we get with the tips of the fashion for this coming summer, I guess we're going to spring into summer because we didn't really have a spring. I just want to let you guys know what's going on. I am the media chair for the Department of Health POAB division. So I want you guys to come on out to our Community Day event that we're hosting on August the 18th. I know that's time and time away, months and months away, but when you blink, it will be here. So I want you guys to come out, be a part of the vision that the Department of Health has for not only for the community, but for the people who don't know about it. Go and grab a senior. Come out to the Community Day because we'll have health screenings. It's a little bit like Fashion Meets Health. And I am the creator of Fashion Meets Health, but we want you guys to come out. So we're going to have it at the Rising Sun Baptist Church on South Dakota Avenue, also Imani Temple and Inner Light Ministry. So it's 3 different locations, but one vision. And if you want the Department of Health to come out to you guys, you actually can I do a call for action? You can actually contact us at the Department of Health, or you can call 301-202-4524. The number for the Department of Health is actually 202-671-5063. Let me give that number again. It's 202-671-5063. And you'll find out about the Community Day event. Also, we're having our 10th annual anniversary for the Department of Health, not only here in DC, but all the way up the coast. So we want you guys to come out and be a part of the event. But let's get to the fashion tips. So that's, oh, can I ring the bell one good time? Y'all know, don't touch Renee bell unless you get permission to touch her bell. I touched the bell, but she said it was okay. So one of the things I want to tell you guys to look out for, fashion right now is a fun time. You can do whatever. Some people can do whatever, but you can do whatever you want with fashion right now. It's a time for you to play around with it. A lot of people are going for the sequence. Even Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Do y'all remember the red shoes? Did you click your heels 2 times? Well, the great thing about this this summer of 2018, you can do and play around with sequence. Also sheer, but you only want to make sure that you're exposing the proper parts of your body. So if you're in your 40s and you got everything exposed, no, that's the wrong way to do it. But we want you to make sure that you're having fun with your fashions. Another thing is the fringe. We're bringing it back again. Remember the 60s and the floral designs that you had on your clothes? They're back in again. But it's always a way that you can do it right. You can do your fashion right, or you can do your fashion wrong. So with the fringe, we want you, since it's coming back, we want you to be able to wear the fringe. It's actually on your purse. You can have the fringe not only on your purse, but if you have it on a purse, do not have a fringe jacket on or fringe on your shirt or fringe somewhere else. You have to play around with the fabrics and prints. But in addition to that, we want to actually go on to your bold colors. Right now, you can have reds, you can have your yellows. If it's a color that makes you happy, just check and make sure that's in your color wheel. And you can contact us at 301-202-4524, and we can actually come out and do a consultation for you. Or you can come into our Key to Impressions Image and Brand and Styling Boutique on Georgia Avenue, and we can do a consultation for you as well. So keytoimpressions.com. If you're interested in a free consultation, just follow that website. And more time. Can I go? Just wanted to make sure that I could have more time. So I wanted to get back to also the ruffles. Do you guys remember when you had the ruffled jackets and the ruffled shirts, and how we used to have the shoulder pads in our shirts and our dresses? You can actually wear those again, but you want to do it tastefully. So if your shoulder pads have more than 3 to 2 inches in it, those are too big. So that is back in the day. But right now, if you're doing 1-inch shoulder pads, it makes you look taller, it makes you look more slender, and it takes in the waistline. A lot of women do not understand the difference between where your smallest part of your body is, and it's right directly up underneath of your breast line. Also, something that's very important, ladies, if you have never gone to get a bra fitting, go. Do not think that the size bra that you wore when you was 13 is the size that you wear when you're 31. You have to realize the difference between a size. Your body is changing. So when your body changes, you have to change with it. So if you lose weight, ladies, your bra size will not be the same. So please make sure that you're adjusting your bra straps, and it helps you sit up straighter, and it actually makes you look good underneath your clothes. So those are some important tips that you want to make sure that you're doing. But getting back to fashion and health, I want to let you guys know the next Fashion Meets Health is coming this winter. So if you haven't signed up to be one of the sponsors or one of the supporters or be a part of the movement, you may want to be a part of the movement, because you know who is? Renee Allen and Friends is. And we have Radio 1 as a backer, Department of Health, Washington Hospital Center. We have a slew of different people that's involved with the event. So we want you to be involved. It's a free event. And I always like to say it's free 99. So why won't you come out and learn about your health, learn about a little bit of fashion, learn about ways that you can get in shape from a seated position, a standing position, from any position in any age. Come on out to Fashion Meets Health.
Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night. I'm far away from home. I'm living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan, falling when I try to stand. I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me. I see you when I close my eyes. I see you in my dreams. You tell me that in perfect time you will rescue me and take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm alone.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. I am sitting here with an extraordinary woman. Oh, first of all, let me click my heels and turn around and have some fun, okay? Wasn't that a good segment on fashion?
It was.
My girl, Diamond. I love her. And before I get into this beautiful Diamond over here, Diamond Balboa, you know, about 4.5 years ago, maybe 5 years, I never used a stylist. I mean, I dress myself. And she was the first stylist. And she has 2 boutiques, which she did not speak about, one in Silver Spring and one in D.C. And she dressed me. She actually dressed me for the first show 3.5 years ago here at WLVS when Silver Logan Sharp, the former singer of Chic, Freak Out, was my guest. So that's why she gets all that love, y'all, because you know I hardly ever give up my mic or my bell. So, so kudos to you, Diamond. Kudos to you. So listen, welcome back. I am sitting here. First of all, Tallulah. Let's give her some love. Yes, friend to the show. Yeah, let me share it. I'll share it with you. She connected me with this wonderful woman to my left and to your right. And what I love most about like-minded, spiritual, good women is that they don't mind sharing. And so she connected me with her. She's doing some phenomenal things. But what I want to talk about first, this is, first of all, Pamela H. Vines. Yes. And I want to talk about, because I know she doesn't look military, does she? So let me salute her first, because she was a lieutenant colonel. Yes, retired. Okay, you know I'm a retired E6. I'm corpsman, yes. So, but talk about, you know, first of all, just thank you for being here and talk about your military career.
Oh, I had a phenomenal military career. I truly didn't intend to go into the military. After high school, I wanted to be a reporter. I wanted to be ace reporter like probably like Tracy Wilkins. I wanted her career. Yeah, she's the Prince George's County Bureau Chief. So that was what I always envisioned. But after high school, after college, I went into the ROTC department and got involved with the military. Got commissioned as a second lieutenant and went on about my way.
That's big, y'all.
But after working a few weeks as a reporter at the New Pittsburgh Courier, the oldest black newspaper in the country, I believe.
Yes.
So I was really excited about that.
Wow.
The Army called, and my mother called me at work and said, you know, there's an Army woman on the phone, and she says you got to come in. So I remembered that I did apply to go into active duty. just as a stopgap, because you know they say military. They say people who major in English really don't get a job, but I did. But I went into the military. Spent 20 years as an Army officer, and along the way I was an administrative officer, and then I specialized into Army Public Affairs, which is communications and public relations.
Wow.
So that was just wonderful. Had some great assignments. I was the Public Affairs officer, which is like the Director of Public Relations at Fort Campbell, Fort Polk, Louisiana, and a few overseas assignments.
That's a big deal because you become the face, really, of the Army when it comes to PR.
Yeah, it was just an honor to be an Army spokesperson and just to really get to know the DoD press corps, responding to the public query. So it was a wonderful career.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service.
My
Beautiful.
pleasure. It was all mine.
I have to connect you with my friend Raquel Riley Thomas. Do you know her?
No.
Yeah, she was an Army officer, and she runs 3 or 4 pageants now. The Mrs. DC America pageant, which is what I co-host with Rick Bernstein at the embassy, French embassy. I have to connect the two of you because she's also officer, like soldier and beauty, so I have to get y'all together. So how did you transition from uniformed services to civilian communications?
Well, I knew I always wanted to go back to my roots, which was the communications. I started off as a reporter. That's what I truly wanted to do. And I think the best transition was Army Public Affairs. And so I had that background. I was thankful that the military allowed me to do that. Then I retired from the military at 20 years. I did not stay longer. And I started working for a defense consulting firm. So still not really following my dream, but after time was moving. I was upwards of 7 years, and before I knew it, we're thinking back that I need to follow my own dream. And so I left that good government job, and branched off on my own and started my own PR firm.
That's amazing. And I love the name, and I want you to say it.
Troop Public Relations. And so the name is in homage to soldiers and service members.
I love it. I love it. So as you started to leave the government job and start to follow your own dreams, share with the viewers some things, or one thing that was great and one thing that was not so great.
Well, starting with the military, you get a lot of interest in the military, and people always want to know what's going on. So it was a big transition for me to have to promote myself, and I truly wasn't used to doing that. So that was a difficult transition, and it took me a while to learn how to be a businesswoman, because because you do something well, it doesn't mean that you should start a business at it. Just so I'm the best cookie baker in the world doesn't mean I should own a bakery, because there's a lot of things that go into that, the behind the scenes and the promoting and getting customers and so forth. So I had to have a long learning curve with building the business and learning how to balance being a practitioner of PR as well as trying to grow the business too.
Yeah.
But,
so how did you have a mentor? I mean, how did you do the transition, like the nuts and bolts? Because I know it's not easy, but give someone who's looking at the show who really wants to do that, because it's not easy at all. What was the day that you knew that everything was going to happen, everything was, you made it, or everything was going to work out?
Oh, I'm still looking for that day.
Well, I'm telling you, it's going to work out.
Right. So every morning, I'm a big proponent of goal setting, and I believe that we should not just write down our goals once a year in a business plan or at the beginning of the year. You should truly write down your goals every day, because that does something. It gets into your psyche, and I'm not talking about a to-do list. I'm talking about where you actually want to be in 5 years or 10 years. So that knowing that was helpful. And and every time I sit down to write my goals every morning, my first statement is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so, that reminds me, that gets into my psyche, and that's been my ultimate inspiration. But, there are so many people that along the way networking organizations, people I've met through the Prince George's County Chamber. So if you are going to start a business, you truly have to get out of your own comfort level, comfort space, and go and meet wonderful people, and then they introduce you to others.
Yes.
And then you get to be on the Renee Allen show. So it just happens. Yes, Tallulah's wonderful.
Yes, yes. Well, I believe, look, we have a lot of church people up in here today, pastors, reverends, doctors, chaplains, and you're going to see that in the next segment. But I think that's Philippians, right? Where your scripture,
Yes,
all things.
yes.
Yeah, and I love, that's one of my favorites as well, because a lot of people don't feel they can do it, and you can, you know?
You have to remind yourself every day, because business is hard. And it takes a lot when people don't call you back, or when doors get
Come
slammed.
on now.
People don't answer the phone. You know, it's awful. Or people send you mean emails. No, I do not need your services. So you have to remember to stay in your purpose, because the Lord has given you this inspiration, and this is what He's called you to do.
Yes, ma'am.
So beyond anything else, you got to keep going.
Yes, ma'am. Well, let's talk about true public relations. What are some of the things that you're doing, or something you're quite proud of that you've already accomplished?
I'm extremely proud of the organization, the business. Because I'm a Pisces, I really had a struggle in
That's my
deciding.
mom.
Yeah,
Yes, serious
we
people.
want to do both. I want to do both of everything. So I had a struggle between whether doing strict public relations and then maybe thinking about my artistic side. But I found a way to do it, and now we've structured the firm finally so that we concentrate on two things: we promote and protect your brand, and we.
Promote and protect. Bam! Boom,
That's our motto.
Yes, I
and,
love it.
We promote your brand by, of course, full service PR and public relations, branding support, social media, storytelling, anything you might need, video production. Everybody needs a branding video.
Yes, ma'am.
So we do that. And then on the other side, protecting your brand, we specialize in crisis communication and reputation protection, because so many businesses don't understand, don't know that they should get together a process. They put a process in place so that when something bad happens in your organization where it could damage your reputation or hurt your clients or hurt the public, that you know how to respond and your employees know how to respond at a moment's notice, so that they don't have to do the deer in the headlights look, that they don't have to react. They can be proactive about it, know exactly what everybody on the team has to do to squelch that crisis.
I love that. That's the first time, actually, and I know quite a few public relation people. That's the first time that I've heard the protection of the reputation. Although subliminally we think about that, that's the first time I've heard it. I love it.
Wonderful. Thank
Because you
you.
need someone to really have your back, because we all make mistakes.
We do. No matter how smart we are, you can have your best employee, and things happen. You get that wild hair incident,
My God.
and things happen, and the whole thing goes to pot.
Yeah, well, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, everything is from my website. I think my website is destination website. It's www.trooppr. That's TROOPPR.
Yes.
So trooper.com. So trooppr.com, and then you can access everything from there. All of the social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
YouTube.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So let's talk about, Talulah was talking about one particular project that you're working with involving women, and that's, of course, I love that platform. So let's talk about that a little bit. I don't want to give away all your, surprises. I know
Alrighty.
you started taping today, right?
Yes.
Hallelujah. Today was the day, right? This is the day the Lord has made. May we rejoice.
And be glad
and
in
be
it.
glad in each and every day.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Well, I do have a project that I'm running throughout the rest of 2018, and it's called the BAD Video Series. And that's an acronym for Brilliant and Determined Women.
My God.
So Brilliant and Determined Women video series. And so what it is I've noticed every time I go to a networking event, there are a lot of women who really don't know how to tell their branding story. And so I started to think about that. How can I help people, without being rude or offensive? Like, you're not really saying what your business is as clearly as you could. So I was thinking how I could do that, and then also thinking that so many people need video. Because video, by 2019, it's projected that 80% of our web traffic will be video.
Wow.
So if you don't have a video on your website, you may be on your About Us page, it's imperative that you do, so people can find you on Google, because people searching for your name or searching for any kind of product or service you do, they can find you 52% faster on Google if you have a video, optimized video on your website.
That's
so,
good.
all of those
That's
things
good
I was
stuff.
thinking, I wanted to help more women. And women, of course, because one of my friends, Lindsay Ruffin, who has a photography business, he started doing a series in March, which is Women's History Month. And he started promoting a woman a day on video.
I love it.
And I thought, what a wonderful idea, but I didn't want to take it because it was his idea.
Yeah.
But he's wonderful, and he's a great photographer, and is very sharing and open person. There's enough for all of us out here.
Oh, say that again.
There's
girl.
enough for all of us out here, no matter what service or business you do. And so he recommended, he says, why don't you do the women too? Because in Prince George's counties, 52% of the women of businesses are women owned.
Ooh, yes.
And so
sir.
there are enough of us out there. So I said, let me help promote these women as well. So now what we started to do is we give free videos to women throughout 2018, and they're called the Bad Series, and you can see them on our website.
Yes.
So just do Pamela Vine's YouTube, and you can see the Brilliant and Determined video series, and you too can have a bad video.
Yes,
Again,
like
and-
Michael Jackson
yes.
said, "What? I'm
Who's
bad.
bad? I'm bad. And I
You
think-
bad.
yeah.
That's who's bad.
Well,
Look
I'm
like a
just
black
thankful,
China doll.
thankful to do it.
Well, what last words would you have to someone coming out of the military who wants to do anything, whether it's PR, or, what kind of advice would you give to a veteran who wants to start their own business?
I think it's the best thing you can do, because the military has given you all of those core values, the discipline, the loyalty, the personal courage, duty, honor. Okay, so you have everything you need inside of you, and the courage. So definitely go out and start your business. And there's so many resources that cater to specifically veteran-owned veterans to help them catapult themselves into success. So I recommend you do it. If you are on the fence, jump on over.
Yes, jump on over to Troop
Troop
PR
PR.
LLC. Thank you so much, Pamela.
Thank you.
I really,
Thank you.
really love you.
It was a pleasure to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. Support this wonderful veteran and now business owner. I will. And we will be right back. I think we have some more Silver Logan Sharp. Support her. The Groovement CD is out. It's wonderful. And we'll be right back with some extraordinary women of God.
Well, it's not far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. But the wind is right, we can sail away. Find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never, Never Land. No reason to pretend that if the wind is right, we can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me. Soon I will the best of me when I'm sailing. Yeah. All caught up in the reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Come on and play. I want you to rock me in the midnight hour. Hold me in the midnight hour. Love me in the midnight hour. Hold me, sailing. Come on, come on, sailing. Oh yeah, sailing. Oh yeah, come on now, sailing. Say it to me, say sailing. Oh yes, it's sailing. I want you to go. Come on and go with me.
All right, welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show right here in our nation's capital, across from Howard University in the WLVS studio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. I am so happy to be with these women of God. Glory to God. Our Pastor Swinton, we're going to start with you. And we can just, because we did have Pastor Cole on about a month ago. And so if you could let the audience know why we all met and how we all met and what you did that day.
We actually met through the domestic violence play that we had, and Senator Muse came on ahead of us, and he talked about his platform on domestic violence. So we thought we would do the play. We had people that were in the play that were actually a part of domestic violence. So we even have some of the cast with us today, and we would like to have an opportunity so that they can talk. We have our person that was in charge of the monologue so that we can know what's going on in the play. We had our hostess with the mostest, and we call her Queen Mother. And then we had Pastor Titus, who did your job, you know.
Yes, she tried to take my
was
job.
Excellent. And I want you to know all of these women came aboard at the last minute.
My God.
Because
Won't we do
cast
it?
people was coming out of we're not utilizing their spots. So I had to get other people. Excellent cast, excellent.
Well, that gives a segue into, we can start with you, Miss Angela Titus. If you can just tell us your name and the role you played and how you feel about domestic violence.
Okay, my name is Angela Titus, and my ministry is Heart International Ministries, and I played the role of the talk show host. I was very honored to do so, and yes, it was last minute. I was so excited. I wrote my monologue the night before, and I even had the little cue cards. I was doing the thing, you know. In domestic violence, I am a domestic violence survivor. The way I feel about domestic violence is it is an age-old problem that needs to be done away with. We have a lot of work to do to ensure that that happens. The one thing that I feel that kind of stays around, see, the enemy would love to, he's tricked us, he's duped us, he wants us to hold on to that thing forever. But here's the thing, we have got to forgive. We have got to push past. Now, it's not an easy thing. I know people are listening saying, yeah, it's not, you don't know what he did to me. You don't know how I feel. You don't know how it affected my children. But we're playing right into the hands of the enemy. The longer we hold on to that thing, the more he holds us back from what God has called us to do. And we can't do it. That same thing, it holds true for domestic violence, but it holds true for every facet of life. There are things that we go through we have got to let go of. We have got to know, okay, yeah, use it. Tell your story. But when you hit it, and you quit it. You hit it and you move. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. So that's my take. If I could say anything about domestic violence, yes, you go through it, but God allows you to go through things so that you can speak to others, so that you can help others go through it. Amen. That's my take.
And what I loved about you, because Dr. Jennifer Jones and I stayed after Senator Muse spoke, and you came out, and I was like, oh, they're getting ready to start this play, and you look like a queen, and she stood like a queen, and she spoke like a queen, and it really got me going, because you don't see a lot of that. So when you see it, it empowers you. So thank you for that.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Who are you?
Oh gosh.
And you know I know you.
I know you know me. I'm Dr. Arlene Spann, and I'm Queen Mother with Heart Ministries. Just got that crown. And then, of course, Transform for Kingdom Living. I'm all over the place. And, you know, God's you. I'm just kind of all over the place. But I, too, am a person who, not to my wonderful husband that I have now, but prior, a person who was a part of domestic violence. And that's the reason that this speaks so much to me, knowing that we have something to offer to women and letting women know that they are not out here by themselves, that there are other people, and that, like what Angela said, we can overcome. We don't stay there. We don't, what's that thing my mother used to say, don't wallow in it, but we come out of it. And we let other people know that they can be empowered to do the same thing. So that's who I am. That's what I do. I do have my own company. It's Span Wellness Academy. And with that, we speak to the total woman, the total person, that be your spirit, your mind, your body, the total you. And when you're thinking about domestic violence, what more to speak in terms of who you are than looking at the totality of the whole person. So that's who I am in a nutshell.
Yes, ma'am. And you negated to say that you're an author of Sweats.
Yes, I am an author.
And yes, ma'am, you did touch on God's You, which is Global Ava Day Seminary University, which we are both graduates of. So, hey, out there in Florida, Miramar. Yes, so thank you. And ma'am?
Hi, I'm Reverend Renee Few, and I was put on this bandwagon because apparently someone saw my compassionate heart. I have a very strong commitment to bettering the lives of people.
Yes.
My company is the Faithful Few, and I do empowerment seminars that help take people to a higher level of excellence. And one thing that was very good with me with that was just being able to connect with those women who had were faced with the challenge of abuse, and just to be able to reiterate, you know what I mean, how we are literally fearfully and wonderfully made, and just the profound impact, that we can that can have on us if we can allow it to be manifested in us, and we believe it and act accordingly. And that way we can be delivered from those domestic violence incidents or households and things like that. Just believing what God has molded you and made you to be, and the awesome things that are still ahead if you'll persevere to continue to kind of better your life. So my whole concept is, you know, assisting women in reaching higher levels of excellence. And it could be domestic violence, it could be physical illness, illness, it could be mental, challenges that they're going through, but the whole concept is having that concept, that belief embedded in them, and scripture to prove it. You know what I mean? The quality, the quality of life that God has for them, if they will just be willing to let go some of that other stuff that's been hindering them.
Reverend Renee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know why they put you on the bandwagon. Don't y'all?
Amen. Amen.
Well, look, we are down to 5 minutes, so I just want to really give y'all the platform to just talk about, one question I have. We can all, we'll start with you. I mean, we'll end with you. Okay. We'll start with you, Angela, and come down. But one thing I wanted to say is, I have, by the glory of God, never been a domestic violence victim. But I do know a few. Mm-hmm. And so what I used to think, and I'll just be transparent, is why don't they just leave? Yep. And I, being educated and with people, and one of our guests, Wyoming Paris, was here, and so many others, Pastor Cole, and I'm educated on it now. So what I would like someone to answer is, how do you navigate through a woman who has 1 to 3 kids, no job, a man beating on her, and no family in the area? I mean, how do you talk to her? How do you help her, and resources for her?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think that there are women who want to stay. We want to stay for a number of reasons. For me, it was a spiritual thing. I can do this. I can just, God can do the impossible. Just keep on praying, just keep on doing what you're supposed to do as a wife. It's going to turn them around. I'll be that catalyst. I'll be that person that will, through my humility, surely he will change. But there comes a time when you're going to have to pray for that brother from afar. If you still want your marriage, that's good. Don't let nobody talk you out of your marriage, but you're going to have to pray for him from afar. You may not be able to stay in the house because it's a life or death situation. So to the woman that's staying, I would have to say that same thing. She has to have her own resolve. She has to know what it is that she wants. I just dealt with a situation, a woman in that same type of situation. She wasn't being physically abused, but there was some other things going on that was close enough. And I said to her, do you want your marriage? She says, yes, I want my marriage. Well, you do understand you're going to go through some things, right? So, once you have that resolve that I'm going to go through some things, but I want my marriage, there's nothing God can't do.
Glory to
God. If you're believing him for it,
thank you.
Then he will give you what you ask for.
Thank you so much. Yes. Chaplain and Dr. Span, if you could just, and we'll just... thank you for answering that question. At this point on, until I think we have 4 minutes or less, just give something that you want the world to know in reference to domestic violence.
I want the world to know that there is help. There is hope. There are resources. Yes. There are shelters. There are chaplains. There are people that will gather around you. You don't have to do it alone. You might feel like you're alone, but just reach out and know that there are people to help you. And if you're in Prince George's County, I know that there are resources there for you.
Yes, Dr. Dr. Jennifer Jones had given us the, it's in Prince George's County. Oh, goodness. They had just broken ground with Rashad Baker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you can just inbox us or give them a way to get a hold of you. But I know it's a resource center right near the courthouse. I just forget the name of it. Yes,
and those resources are there for you. So just reach out, and it's like what Angela said. If you don't have to be in that situation and you don't have to go back, just love that person from afar. Just love them from afar.
Good, that's good stuff. Yes, ma'am.
And just being able to continue to allow it to be manifested in your mind that you can do better. Sometimes you just need to repeatedly, let yourself know, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to do better. God has A, B, and C for me. Mm-hmm. And just that self-talk that can help you become empowered where you can start taking steps, in a new arena, to better your life. Because a lot of times if you just sit back quietly and don't say anything, all that other stuff is going to dominate and keep you, way down, much lower than you're supposed to be. But if you allow it to start coming from your mouth, even talking to friends, even writing it out on paper and ripping that paper up later. As long as you get it out of your system, you can begin to be strengthened and grow and start taking action on those words that have come from your mouth. You know what I mean? So it's acting on it, allow it to become, stronger in you, letting it start coming from your mouth, because once it starts coming out, you're going to have to act on it.
That's right.
Thank you. Good stuff, ladies. And last but not least, the Pastor Bernadette Swenson.
Greater is he that's within you than he that's within the world. This play came about because of my wanting to let the church people know you've got people in your church that you're not keyed into. This is a tool for preaching. Instead of preaching, act it out. And if you act it out, sometimes you can get the attention of people when you've got the right people. And let me say, in this play, basically it's all pastors that are cast members, so they know how to get that over to you. We've got to change the format of it now because of some things, but we're now getting ready for August the 19th to reproduce and rehab this back with us. The James Cleveland Workshop Choir is going to be with us. We've got Angel, and her team of guys and music, and we hope that we can have Dr. Renee be with us this time.
Don't put me on the spot.
Yeah,
y'all.
we want her
But
to
I'll
be
be there for you for whatever I can do.
Thank you,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
this time we'll be interviewing Pastor Angela Titus.
My God.
So she will need the ideal MC for that.
Yes, well, I hope I can feel your shoes because you were so dynamic that day.
I'm gonna work with you.
Well, look, the time has come that we have to stop this conversation. I don't like this part, but thank you for tuning in on the Renee Allen and Friends show. And I really enjoy it's the Heart Ministries and the Kingdom.
Transform for Kingdom Living
Transform
Fellowships.
for Kingdom Living Fellowships. That's a good one there. Yeah, so thank you so much, ladies. Keep doing your work. We need you.
Yes.
It was just a powerful panel of women, and I just will keep praying for all of you and what you're giving and pouring into the earth, and praying for the victims. Yes. We'll see you next week. God bless. Stay good.
Miss Renee Show.